All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises due into the true living power. Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash. I'm going to get door honesty, L's and GMS who are well. So I taste you let Akim out there pushing his word in truth, sincerity, and full-heartedly, and names from power, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Kakwadash, man. This brother Thompson one come back at you another video. Lord willing, hopefully to edify the elect. So here it is. I come across, this article. I seen somebody talk about on YouTube. I decided to look it up, and here it is that it says Mexican archaeologists identify the first Mayan slave ship to have ever been discovered, man. All right, and this is powerful, man, because you got these clowns out here, we got these clowns out here talking about how the so-called Puerto Ricans and Mexicans, Brazilians, all of them aren't the house of Joseph. How the so-called Hispanic people aren't part of the tribes of Israel. All the tribes of Israel are just straight up black people. They're just dark skinned, which is complete nonsense. It's complete nonsense. But here it is. They said that they found a Mayan slave ship over there in the over in Mexico and everything. All right. So I'm just read a little of this, and I'm gonna get some scriptures. A little while, I don't make this too long, but a little one I'll make it edifying. So it says archaeologists in Mexico have confirmed that the shipwreck discovered off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula once carried captured Mayans who were sold into slavery. It says it is the first Mayan slave ship to ever be discovered, according to Mexico's National Institute of Anthropology of History, which made an announcement on Tuesday. Okay, it says was discovered in archaeologists in the Gulf of Mexico in 2017, but took 3 years of research to confirm that the Mayan slave ship. Okay, so it was like this happened in 2017, but it confirmed it. Okay, and it says the La Union illegally captured and transported about 25 to 30 Mayans monthly to Cuba. Okay, it says when they were forced to work in sugarcane fields, oh my goodness, between 1855 and 1861. This was during the rebellion known as the Castle War. Okay, and we all know that northern tribes were in slavery also when Judah was in slavery, man. A lot of northern tribe, a lot of their grandparents or great grandparents, they live a long time and never tell their generation that they were in slavery. While Jake was out there in on the cotton field, you had the northern tribe out there in the coal mines, man. It also said what the sugarcane fields. It says between 1855 and 1861. But it was definitely way before that also. And way before that also. They were putting Ephraim to fucking work. Okay. It says each slave was sold to the middlemen for 25 pesos, and they resold them in Havana for as much as 160 pesos for men and 120 pesos for women. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down a little more. I don't want to read all this. There was a point right here. I think it's the last part. Yeah, it says the Mayans were a Mesoamerican civilization that flourished across Mexico, and Central America from 2000 BC to the time of the Spanish conquistadors, man. So there you go, right there. All right, the conquistadors were selling off northern tribe, man. I want to get some scriptures, man, because we gotta talk about how you got Jakes out here that claim they're in the truth, talking about how all blacks are just all the children of Israel. Yeah, they don't include the so-called Hispanic man at all. We're gonna get some scriptures. We gonna get this on, man. Okay, because the Lord is on his way, man, to rescue his people. And people are going, and these guys out here that are talking about how Hispanic people are not choosing Israel, man, this is wrong, man. We're gonna bring scriptures. Ezekiel 37:16. It says, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Right, this is talking about the northern tribe, northern kingdom. I was going to say, it says, then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. Okay, It says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. Okay, that's what we're doing out there, out there in the highways and byways, man. We get that little board. We put down the chart, and put down the chart of all the children of Israel in the house of Judah. So when people come by, what's going to read? It says, and when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not shew us what thou meanest? Say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Ephraim, which is in the hand of Ephraim. I'm sorry, Salah. I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Joseph, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and I will put them with him. Even the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be in one mind. Okay, that's how all the Akimon. When we out there in the highways and byways, we're all in one mind, man. Okay, that two sticks. We put that border together. Get all the tribes of Israel, so people come by and they find out what tribe they are, man. Okay. Let's keep it going. It says, and the sticks wherein thou shalt writest shall be in thy hand before thine eyes, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. Okay, and that's what the Lord's going to do at the end of this whole thing, man. It says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king of them all. Okay, that's on my King David. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided two kingdoms anymore at all. Okay, let's get another scripture, man. So that was beautiful. Right, the Lord has to wear out on the highways and byways a priest to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, man, the northern kingdom and southern kingdom, to bring them back into the fold, bring them back into the marriage. Okay, so that's what Ezekiel's explaining, right? This is Zechariah 10:6. And I will strengthen the house of Judah, and I will save the house of Joseph. Okay, and I will bring them again to place them, for I will have mercy upon them, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off. Because that's what the Lord did; He cast them off. The Lord gave them a bill of divorce, man. Okay, come on, but that's where the whole Gentile topic comes in. When the northern tribe is able to come back into the fold, and also other southern tribes that didn't know they were Israelites and everything, but this is talking, but right here we're talking about the northern kingdom. Okay, he says, for I have mercy upon them, and they shall be as though I had not cast them off. For I am the Lord their power, and will heal them, and will hear them. It says, and they of Ephraim shall be like mighty men, and their heart shall rejoice as the wine. Yea, the children shall see it and be glad. Their heart shall rejoice in the Lord. Okay, and that's a beautiful thing that the Lord is allowing. The Lord is allowing the northern tribe to come back into the fold to be a part of the family of the house of Israel. Man, it's a beautiful thing. It says, I will hiss at them and gather them, for I have redeemed them, and they shall increase as they have increased. And I will sow them among the people, and they shall remember me in far countries. Okay, come again somewhere. It says, and I will sow them among the heathen. All right. It says, and they shall remember me in far countries. They shall live with their children and turn again. Okay, and this is talking about what? Where did not the Lord scatter Israel among all the heathen? Okay, but let's keep going. Let's read more. It says, I will bring them again out of the land of Egypt and gather them out of Assyria. So you know about the Assyrian captivity. Okay, and we're going to read about that. And I will bring them to the land of Galilee and Lebanon, and place shall not be found for them. Right, they're not going to have a home. They have nowhere to dwell at. He says, and he shall pass through the sea with affliction. Okay, and we got to remember this is a really important point right here. It says, and he shall pass through the sea with affliction, and shall smite the waves in the sea, and all the deeps of the river shall dry up, and the pride of Assyria shall be brought down, and the scepter of Egypt shall depart away. And I will straighten them in the Lord, and they shall walk up and down in his name, saith the Lord. Okay, so these guys out here that say that all blacks are just a whole tribe, nation Israel. Well, you got to talk about this. This is in the Old Testament. You got to talk about this. What black people were? What probably do you know in history, or just all just Judah, Benjamin, Levi? You know what I'm saying? These guys are just out of confusion, man. Which we're not. What so-called black people were just in Assyria, and they 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 got put out to a far country, traveling in different waters of waves. All right. Well, let's prove it right here. Let's prove right here that they're wrong, man. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's find out let's find out who what people actually did that. Okay. Oh, here it is. What is it? Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. So this is talking about what we just read in Zechariah, the 10th chapter. We're going to read here in the Apocrypha. You know, if brothers don't know, you could read. You could watch a movie called Coming to 1492. It's a Christopher Columbus movie. Okay, then Christopher Columbus read this exact same scripture. He had the Apocrypha in his hand. He was going over it with one of with somebody. I forgot who it was. I forgot who it was to him. When he read this to him, it was like, "Yo, we gotta, we gotta go over there." It talks about a particular people that's over there, but we're just gonna read it, okay? Because this is going to prove that the so-called Hispanics are the those 10 tribes, man. They are the house of Israel. They're the house of Joseph. And it's not just all a bunch of black people. We're going to prove it right now, okay? All right, so this is 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. And those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land at the time of Osiah the king, whom Solomancer, the king of Assyria, that we just read in Zechariah, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Okay, so this is going to be in the far countries, right? When they took them, but they took this counsel among themselves, talking about the house of Joseph, took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country. All right, like we just read in Zechariah. All right, never where dwelt, or where never mankind dwelt. Okay, and this guy to be talking about America. You never, nobody was dwelling in America at the time. Now you got just ask people nowadays, how did Indians get to America? How did Indians get to America? How were they here first? Oh. Okay, it says they may keep their statutes, but they never kept in their own land. It says, and they enter into Euphrates by the narrow pass of the river. For the Most High, because we're not talking about the seas and how they smote the waters and the waves. Okay, and they enter into Euphrates by the narrow pass of the river. For the Most High shewed them signs for them, and account still the flood till they were passed over. But though the country that were so great was a great way to go, namely of the year to have, in the same region is called Azareth. Okay, let's talk about America. Okay, and we're gonna prove that even further. We're gonna prove even further. It says, then dwelt they there unto the latter time, and now they shall begin to come. Okay, so let's look at the Euphrates real quick. Oh, Salak. Yeah, right here. So, and you see right here, right? You see Lebanon, right? You see Lebanon, and this is the Euphrates River right here. Okay. Yeah, I wish I had a better map so I could prove further, but I think I got it right here. Oh man, come on, he's still being a damn demon. I'm just continuing, but this is Euphrates River right here, okay? And you got Lebanon over here to your left hand side. It's being a damn demon. Okay, you got Lebanon over here, Israel over here, and he was on like the left hand side. Okay. So we gotta make sure, everybody knows this is all biblical, man. This is all prophecy that the Lord is speaking. It happened. Okay. So let's get another scripture. This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 18. It says, in those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north. I'm gonna start a lot. They shall come together out of the land of the north, the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. Okay. And we just read that the northern tribe is going to go to a land that no man dwelleth, Okay, and where were the Hispanics found when Christopher Columbus came to America? They were in America. Okay, and did not so-called Christopher Columbus, so-called discover America, comes to a place that nobody knew about. And he said, "Wow, look at these beautiful people. That these are come on now." And you look more into it. He's like, "These are the people of Israel. These are the children of God, man." Okay, and we all know the children of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, what the so-called blacks, Haitians and Jamaicans. So you telling me that when Christopher Columbus found the Americas, it was just another group of just black people? No, it wasn't, man. Okay, it was the so-called Indians, so-called Native Americans, man, so-called Hispanics. They're all byway at the end of the day, but nah, man, they're the children of Israel, the house of Joseph, man. And so let's keep reading. It says Jeremiah 3:18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel. Okay, and they shall come together out of the land of the north. That I have the out of the land of the north that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. But I said, But I said, how shall I put thee among the children and give thee pleasant land, a goodly heritage, and a host among nations? And I said, thou shalt call me father, and thou shalt not turn away from good. All right, because that's what we were doing. That's what we were doing, man. Okay, so let's get another scripture. This is Jeremiah. Why am I? Oh man, it's so tricky. 16 and verse 15. Okay, so that was future prophecy. The Lord's going to take us up out of the land of the north, man, and put us back in our homeland. It says Jeremiah 16 and 15. And mind you, it said the land of the north, man. And where's the land of the north? North America. Okay, so this is Jeremiah 16 and 15. But the Lord liveth that brought me out, that brought me up, the children of Israel, from the land of the north, and from all the lands whether he had driven them. All right, because you see the tribes everywhere, man, especially the so-called Hispanics. Right, when they were in Syrian captivity, don't you see now a bunch of you think these guys are a bunch of Arabs, Ishmaelites and Elamites and everything. Nah, man, a lot of those people over there are northern, okay, and a lot of them still dwelled over there. So they were still in captivity. They were still dwelling over there, man. A lot of them didn't just make it out as a whole. Nah, some of them stayed, some of them got left behind, some of them had no choice. Okay, you might see a beautiful, Ishmaelite woman, like, wow, man, look at her, like, you damn near look like a Hispanic woman, look like a so-called Mexican. That's because she is, you know. All right, let's keep going. It says, because you know why it said what? It says, and from all the lands whether he had driven them, and I will bring them again into the land that I had given to their fathers. Behold, I was well, yeah, that's pretty much it on that. But yeah, let's get one more scripture, man. Let's get one more scripture. But man, the book of Jeremiah, man, it's just cuts through and through. Was it 33? I think. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, man. The children of Israel are talking about the house of Joseph. Okay, we just got done reading those two scriptures talking about how the children of Israel, meaning the house of Joseph, they're going to be in the land of the north. They're going to be in the land that no mankind dwelleth, man. But the land of the north, it also says what? And it also said what? The Lord's going to gather the house of Joseph and the house of Judah out of the land of the north back into the homeland. Now, who's this talking? So who is that house of Joseph talking about? It's clearly not talking about just all black people. It's talking about the so-called Hispanic Native American, man. Okay, they were literally found. The so-called Christopher Columbus, so-called discovered them in the land that no mankind dwelleth. It's in the land of the north. And also this verse proves right here, Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel, children of Judah, all right. I'm sorry, Salaka. The children of the house of Joseph, the children of Israel, and children of Judah were oppressed together, man. Were not so-called Hispanics in slavery also? Come on, man. This is just cut through, man. The whole doctrine is cut, man. The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, on all and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. All right, and that's what happened, man. You could watch. What was it? Goodbye, Uncle Tom. I think it was Goodbye, Uncle Tom when they were having the so-called Hispanic people, got the taxing them and have them go up in the have them go up in their lakes and then digging up gold and stuff, man. Because Azara was a beautiful place, man. It was beautiful. It had gold in the ground. They were taxing them, man. Like as soon as the so-called Chris Columbus and the suite got over there, just straight up taxing them, man. All right. You had the Judites, you had Israel, the Southern Kingdom over there, put them in slavery. Same thing with the Northern Kingdom, man. Put them in slavery, picking cotton, whooping them, beating them, raping them, killing them. Can't forget about the murdering. All right. It says they refused to let them go. Okay. So let's get one more, man. I'm gonna end this. Let's just get one more. Like I said, I didn't want to make this long. This is Jeremiah, and like I said, man, this all clearly proves that so-called Hispanics are the northern tribe, northern kingdom. Okay, you can't get around it. And look, it says Baruch 2 in verse 28. Thou speakest by that, because it's talking about, this is the Old Testament. This is talking about the Old Testament. As thou spakest to thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, man. Okay? And that further proves why. We just read what? In Ezekiel 37 chapter? How we going to put the stick together and put down the house of Judah, his companions, and the house of Joseph and his companions, man? Hey, what do you see around you on the street corners? You see a bunch of so-called blacks and Hispanics, man, out there in the street corner preaching the word. And they said what? It says, Slot. Oh, 29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned to a small number among the heathen, where I will scatter them. Slot. That's 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because they stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Okay? This is not talking about just all black people, man. That whole doctrine is through. It says, for I knew that they would not hear, verse 31, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them in heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity. And where were the Hispanics and blacks in captivity at? In North America, man. Come on, man. And think upon my name. We have the name now. And who do you see calling the name? You don't see Esau calling upon the name of the Lord. Do you know? It's so-called blacks and Hispanics, man. The Hispanics have the name of the Lord also, just like the so-called blacks do. And return from the stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, but they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power. They shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people Israel out of the land that I have given them. Right, and that's beautiful, man. That was beautiful. All right, but that's it on that. So yeah, man, that whole all black people is, all black people was the tribes of Israel, man. That shit is cut, man. All right, even with this so-called with the Mayan slave ship, even without that, man, that whole doctrine is cut, man. All right, we all know that so-called Hispanics are the Northern Kingdom, man. All right, but with that, I'm gonna say shalom to the next one. I want to give all glory and all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakadash. I say shalom.